Hey there to all my friends on Instagram and Facebook. I am going live right now and trying to go live as well on Facebook at the same time. And guess what? I've got a whole bunch of questions that people have been sending me around what to do during these crazy times, and I'm at my home office. So let's see if we can do live on a couple of different platforms. Goat. What's a goat? What is the goat? So I'm not sure what's going on here, but I'm trying to go live on my Facebook fan page. I got a whole bunch of questions that people sent, asking me about, what should they do about investing? What should they do about their businesses? So many uncertainties right now. So I'm about a minute late right now. Let me see if we can do something here. So just give me a second here. We'll see what is happening. There's a bit of a problem with some of the technologies right now, and I think we are breaking the internet, all of us streamers. All right, so not sure what is happening with a couple of the pages, but if you will just bear with me for just a minute. On Instagram, which is right over there. I've got my camera set up here and my phone over here, and I got a whole bunch of questions I'm going to answer for you today. And so if you just bear with me for just a second. It's great when everything works beautifully, but it's been a real challenge. I think a lot of people are using the internet like crazy right now. So who knows what is happening, right? Are any of you having any issues with videos and streaming? Let me know if you are having an issue with videos and streaming, because right now it's not letting me go live. So that is really, really weird. Really weird. So guess what? I guess Instagram is winning, because last night my wife and I went live as well, and guess what? Facebook didn't allow the stream. It just kept dropping us for some reason. So that's what happens when 2 billion people get online. So I'm going to try this one last time, and if it works, great. If not, then I'm just going to answer all the questions on Facebook. But it is not working, so guess what I'm going to do? If it doesn't work, then it just does not work. But I don't want you to be waiting for me. I don't think that's fair to you either, right? All right. One last attempt, log out, log back in, and nope, it's not letting me go live. All right, so I'm gonna just shut down my computer and I'll just chat with all of you. So listen, I do a session on my Facebook page and here every Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock Pacific. And there's a lot of questions that have come in the last, I don't know, I get hundreds of them a day, but I took a bunch of these questions to help people just navigate through this global challenge and pandemic that's happening right now, causing a lot of fear and uncertainties that people are having. And so let me share with you what the I've got, I think, 14 questions that people posted that we thought would be really applicable to all of you around the world. So the first one is around what can I do to save my business? And in working with hundreds and hundreds of my business owner clients right now, the first thing I'm telling everybody is, and this goes for your personal life also, and if you can hear me and see me, hit the like or the love button. You have to reduce your costs to only the critical stuff right now. So you've got to reduce your costs only to the critical stuff right now, and you have to move as much focus on sustainability for the next 90 days to 180 days. Many businesses are going to be decimated, and I have clients all over the world. So in the US, for example, there are government grants, there are payroll grants that are available as well to help make payroll. There's SBA loans in the United States, there's forgivable loans. So you need to find out, what help your government is able to give you if you have a business, and apply immediately, because not everybody's going to be able to get access to that money. They have a first bit of money in the United States for $2 trillion And that's going to last maybe for 1 million businesses. There's 20 million small businesses and businesses in the United States. So find out what is your government doing, all right, in your marketplace. And just so you know, don't request for me to accept you in a video. I'm not going to accept anybody today in a video, just because I've got a whole bunch of questions. So that's number one. Number two is you've got to take care of your employees. You've got to figure out how to help your employees take care of themselves and their families. And whatever you have to arrange with them so that you can sustain this crazy storm is what you have to do. You want to remember that your employees, they're your team, right? So when times get tough, good teams band together and do whatever it takes. So you need to do whatever it takes for them, and they need to do whatever it takes for you as well, okay? So that's number two. Number three is you've got to see how you can generate leads or prospects for when, okay, you're able to sustain your business, but also how do you take care of your existing customers now even more than before? How can you help them mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially? How do you do that, okay? And then you've got to also focus on how can you grow your business now? Where are the opportunities that this crisis has created? So there's going to be opportunities in a variety of different areas. One is there are businesses that can sustain themselves. Well, guess what? They have customers, they have employees, they have prospects that are in their orbit. So how do you align with that? So that's those are a few ideas for you business owners. So another one is how someone can be under. How can someone be under my tutoring and direction since if they don't have any money? Listen, I have a variety of free stuff like this that I do. I do this every Tuesday at 9 a.m. I have a YouTube channel with a lot of free stuff. I have a private free Facebook page called Achieve Even More. Achieve Even More. Pick up my newest book, Inner Size. Pick up the audios that I give away for free from the book. There's so much free stuff that I have that you could be mentored by me with all my free stuff. And for those of you who want to go deeper with, like many of my clients, we have a variety of different programs, whether it's our Exceptional Life Coaching Program or Money Program or Fear Program or Business Growth Program. We have a lot of programs that are free, as well as a lot of programs that you invest a little bit of time and money into. So that's that. Let's go to another question here. I'm a classical pianist by training and a real estate investor by trade. At times, things are quite overwhelmed, positively, having to deal with many aspects of my dual career. As a person of your caliber who has to deal with multiple obligations at any given moment, how do you handle such burdens and responsibilities? I want to be more efficient. Thanks. This is from Joshua in Winnipeg, California. Listen, all of us have an enormous amount of responsibilities. We have personal responsibilities for our own health and well-being. We have responsibilities for our children, maybe our significant other, our mothers, our fathers, our sisters, our brothers, our employees, our co-workers, our charities. Everybody has multiple priorities. So you've got to remember, if you have multiple priorities, the only way to deal with that is to have a process or a system to manage multiple priorities. And I like to teach something called the GOPA method, G-O-P-A. And GOPA stands for Generalize, Organize, Prioritize, Actionalize. Generalize, Organize, Prioritize, and Actionalize. And what happens is when you generalize everything you need to do, okay, and you organize what you need to do into buckets of health, wealth, relationships, career, business, etc., and then you prioritize what's the most important, and then you actionalize, you take action on the stuff that's the most important, then you have a process to reduce the overwhelm. Overwhelm is when your brain is focusing on too many things at the same time, okay? And so when that happens, guess what? You feel overwhelmed because your conscious brain can only handle 4 to 7 bits of information or projects consciously. So you want to give it an organized pattern for it to follow. That's how you do that. All right. There's a gentleman says, I'm 62 years old and I work as a teacher. I do have a decent home, but almost second, everyone. My team is trying to reach me because we were trying to go on Facebook Live as well. Give me 1 second. We were trying to go on Facebook Live. My team is trying to figure out what's going on. And so they are calling me while we're doing this. So I'll keep answering some questions as they answer some questions. So John is asking, he's 62 years old, and what should he do? Is there still time? I want to remind everybody that, age is something that's in your own head. Colonel Sanders was basically broke in his 60s, and then he, was able to take Kentucky Fried Chicken and make it into the conglomerate that he did. As soon as we put self-imposed limitations, on ourselves because of our age, because of where we live, because of, how old we are or how young we are, because we're Asian or Caucasian or male or female, that presents a problem to our brain, because our brain says as soon as you have a limiting belief, okay, that limiting belief, okay, is going to drive your perspectives and your behaviors. So why not say, because I'm 62 years old, I have all the knowledge and the wisdom to make as much money as I choose in the next 5 years. And now you're giving your brain the instruction on how to achieve your goals versus I'm 62 and I can't. Does that make sense to all of you? All right, if it makes sense, let me know. Give me 1 second. All right, so that was that question. Now let me go back to some of the other questions. Number 7, I don't know who this is from. They said, hey, John, just finished Inner Size. By the way, I'm curious, how many of you have my new best-selling book, Inner Size, The New Science to Unlock Your Brain's Hidden Power? How many of you have this? How many of you have read this? Let me know, and I'll read the question. Hey, John, finished Inner Size and loved it. Loved the way you break it down and make it easy to understand. When I try to visualize and emotionalize, I have a hard time clearly seeing and feeling it. Any suggestions? Yeah, whenever we're using our visualization center, the visual cortex of the brain, if you haven't practiced it, it's not easy to get these clear pictures. It's not easy to get these emotions. However, with practice, it becomes easier, right? And so what happens is the first time you do it, it might be hard. The second time you do it, it might be hard. But by the 10th, 15th, 20th, 30th, 50th time you practice, the images become clearer, and then you can emotionalize. Now, I always ask people a question. And the question I ask them is this. If a Hollywood producer tapped on your shoulder and said, hey, I'll pay you $1 million to pretend that you're angry, could you do it? And most people go, well, yeah, if I got paid $1 million, I could pretend I'm angry. Then he said, okay, I'll pay you another $1 million to pretend you're really happy in the very next second. Could you do it? And most people go, well, of course I can pretend I'm angry, and of course I can pretend I'm happy. I said, okay, now for another $1 million, can you pretend that you're really, really, really sad? Of course you could. You could pretend any emotion you want, right? So if you could pretend an emotion, whenever you are pretending an emotion, you are firing the neurons in your brain associated with that emotion. So why not pretend you're a Hollywood actor or actress with a new script around your health, your wealth, your relationships, your career, your business, whatever it is that you want, and build the image in your mind with the emotions in your heart, and then practice being that role every day for 5 or 10 minutes. Do you think you might start to feel more in line and attune with that role? Well, of course you would. Well, guess what? When you start to see yourself, okay, achieving the goals that you have, whether it's physical goals, mental goals, financial goals, business goals, all right, in your mind first, and it's clear, that's when you start to materialize things in your world. So that's for you, John. I don't care how old you are. And for the person who is having a hard time visualizing and emotionalizing, practice. If you were to go to the gym and you didn't go to the gym for a year, and you were out of shape, would you be having a hard time the first day or week or the first 2 or 3 weeks? Of course. But with practice, you get stronger. So you can get stronger in the gym or through exercise doing physical exercise, but you get stronger in your brain using inner size, right? You build your neural muscles. That makes sense? All right. Another one. I'm a person. I'm like a person from childhood. I used to listen to my stepdad. He would say, "Shut up and listen when I'm talking to you." He was my problem growing up. I let people walk all over me, and I want to say, back off something, Janet. When I was 10, he raped me. I'm sorry, Janet. That is... I haven't been the same. And then I was a little late, so he made me take off my clothes with my stupid mom sitting there watching me get hit with a cane. You're 13 today. I still feel so bad. Janet, may I please, please, please encourage you to get some help. All right, I'm not sure where you live, but please get some help. This is a serious, serious, serious trauma, okay, that if you don't get help, you will suppress it. And if you suppress it, chances are it'll be a depression, which leads to disintegration. So what you want to do is express it. And what I mean by that is what you're doing around expressing it to me. It's very hard for me to help you in, in reading this for the first time right now. But if you get some help, that would be the best advice that I can give you. A professional help would be the best advice I can give you. If you go to school and you can speak to a counselor, okay, in school, that might be some help, or your doctor, okay, your family doctor, pediatrician would be a great, great way for you to at least be able to get some of the help you need. I wish I could help you right now, but it would take a lot longer than just a 2-minute answer, dear. Somebody's asked me, what should people invest their money in to make the most profit? How quickly can one make a profit? When should one invest? As soon as possible or post coronavirus? Well, what should people invest in to make a profit? The thing that you know the most about. Don't invest in stuff you have no idea about. There are 3 types of investors. One is called a gambler, and they gamble. They hope, they pray, they think, they read something, and then they gamble their money hoping it goes up. 2 are speculators. These are seasoned experts who know how to read the market and know trends for different niches, whether it's the oil industry, gas and oil, whether it's gold, whether it's retail, whether it's hospitality, whether it's airline, whether it's banking. They are experts in there, and they see the trends. They know what the value of things are, and then they buy and they speculate that it's going to go up, but it's an educated decision. Then there are investors, and they really are speculating in some sense, but they also are investing because they understand values and trends and what happens in boom and bust cycles, right? Right now, all of my friends, okay, that are investors and speculators, 90% of them, okay, are watching and waiting to see. And there are going to be some amazing opportunities. The hospitality industry right now is going to be incredible opportunity at some point. And you're going to see some hotel chains may not make it. Why? They don't have cash flow. Airline industries, they're going to need a bailout. The mortgage industry is going to need some help. There are so many industries that are going to need some. The retail industry is being decimated, so you need to be prepared. But I don't recommend that any of you gamble in hopes. We're taking good money that you've already worked for and paid taxes on and hope that you make money on a whim. That is not really smart, and I'm not an advocate of that, okay? Somebody else asked, would now be the right time to buy index funds? ITFs, index funds, have been decimated recently, so I'm not buying any right now. I'm just waiting and seeing. So I'm the type of investor, for me, I'm 58 now. I don't have a lot of tolerance for risk anymore. In my 20s and 30s and 40s I did. But in my 50s and 60s and 70s, I'm just looking for safety and make it to 100. And so I'm looking for slow and steady to win the race. And if you're investing, let's say at 10% return on investment, it takes a 10% ROI means every 7.2 years, your investment doubles. right? And there's calculations that you can make. If you want to double your money in 3 years, you need to know what kind of interest you need to get every year, compounded over 3 years. There's online tools that you can get right now to be able to figure out what kind of investment you should make, how safe they should be, how risky they should be. And I always recommend get advice. Don't trust your friends, for back of the napkin advice. All right, so that's that. Number 13 here is, John, how can I find the balance in this chaos and see the opportunities? Would be nice if you could suggest something. Okay, so to the untrained eye, there's chaos. To the trained eye, it's just a pattern, right? Let me explain. Let's say you have already been through 9/11. Let's say you've already been through the crash of 2008, 2009. Let's say you've been through the crash of 1980. And let's say that you also happen to be around in the Great Depression. You have a lot of references and patterns for what this looks like. And so you can see more order than somebody who cannot see it. It's almost like a radiologist. She looks at an x-ray and she says, well, I know exactly what's going on. But to the untrained eye, it looks like just gibberish. So the way to create, order out of chaos is upgrade your knowledge, upgrade your skill, and seek advice. And seek advice on what should you be doing, all right? I always like to start off with make sure no matter what, that you are staying healthy. Mentally, emotionally, physically, financially healthy, and you're upgrading your knowledge and skills right now, okay, on this coronavirus threat, okay? There's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be hurt physically because of this threat. There's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be hurt financially, emotionally, and mentally because of this coronavirus. And so how do you create a hierarchy of what you're going to take care of first? So I am eating super healthy. I am exercising. I am meditating. I am inner-sizing every day. I am doing the things that at the core help me stay strong, right? I've been at home with my wife and my mother-in-law for 2 weeks. The only time I've gone out is to get some food. And then we did a drive-by to see our kids the other day and we waved to them. We couldn't even hug them. And so the chaos comes as a result of lack of order, right? So in these chaotic times, the key is to create order. I'm dressed to work today. I worked out, showered, shaved. I'm at work, I'm at home, and I'm working. I'm creating the same type of order that I normally have in this environment. I'm adapting. I am evolving what I'm doing. I'm learning more about technology so I can use it better. Even though today, I'm still trying to get, some of the technology to work so I can stream on two or three different social media platforms. So adapt, create processes and plans. Some of you know, on May the 5th, I'm actually going to be starting a program. For those of you who want any information, just leave me a tap or just email my office at support@myneurogym.com. I'm going to be doing 100 days to financial success live training for 100 days from May 5th on, where I'm going to be training people on 100 days to financial success. So if you want more information, let me know. Reach my office. All right, let me go back to some more, another question here. I'll take one more question here. I own a business selling a unique store fixture system. The furniture in stores on which merchandise is displayed. I sell by calling on retail design firms and getting my products specified when a new store is designed. With coronavirus-19, all projects are on hold since end of February and design firms are closed. People work from home, if at all. What can I do to stay in business, turn this into an opportunity for growth? So there's two things. I'm not sure who asked that question, but there's two things. Number one is you have to do what I said at the beginning of this session today, was you have to get rid of all non-critical expenses right now. Like, it should have been done 2 weeks ago, but the next best time is right now if you didn't do it. You've got to apply for whatever loans or grants that your government is coming up in their stimulus packages. And in the US, there's a few of them that are available, to sign up for right now. SBA, Small Business Administration, is where you can find that information. And if you're in Canada or Asia or Europe right now, then look to see what your government is doing for their stimulus packages. That's part 2. Part 3 is see how you can help, the design firm. See how you can help your past clients. See how you can create a better relationship so that when times get better for you specifically, you are ready to be able to capitalize it. That's part 2 or 3. Then part 4 is, who are the clients that you haven't been able to reach? Why not reach out to them just to start the dialogue with them? And so do what you can to prepare, for when things get better. So you know what they say in winter, in summer, squirrels, hide nuts for the winter. So right now, this is in some cases, winters for businesses where things are just not working. You have to prepare for spring and summer. All right. So let me see. All righty. I think I answered just about all the questions. All right, so there you go. I'll be doing these live, every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. And we've got a whole schedule for the next 90 days. I hope this is helpful for you. I appreciate you. If you like what I'm doing, let me know. Let other people know. Hit the like button, share button, whatever is available. Let me give you a high five. Be healthy. There's so many opportunities right now, but they'll be reserved for those who are focusing on the opportunities. And so take the time to, if you have extra time, upgrade your knowledge right now, upgrade your skills. When I was in my early 20s, I learned that if I invested 1 hour a day on my personal growth, that's the equivalent of 9 40-hour weeks in a year. That's over 2 months of upgrading your knowledge and skills. Well, that might not seem like a lot, but imagine if you were to learn something for over 2 months. Wouldn't you be better at it? Well, what if you did it for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? That's what the difference is when you compound knowledge and skills and application of that information, knowledge and skills. All right, so upgrade your knowledge and skills. Go to my YouTube channel. Tons of great videos there that we put up for free. And if you want to join any of our programs, we would welcome you into the NeuroGym family. Thank you. Bye now.